I wanted to talk a little bit about myself in a sense of how I got started, my why, my passion as to, how I got into the credit repair business. I've been getting a lot of people online. Sometimes people send me messages or and emails or whatnot that I've inspired them to take on the baton of the credit repair world or industry. And some people have questions. Maybe they want to work with Buildworth Strategies or myself. And some people have asked me, how is it that I got started or whatnot. And I really wanted to go ahead. I've never shared a little bit on my background, and I wanted to kind of like dive deep as to what really moves me, what's my passion, and helping others is my passion. Helping others, because I come from another country. I'm from Nicaragua. I migrated here when I was 5 years old, actually, and it was really hard. It was very difficult. It was never something that we've always felt and thought that we've always felt that we had to fight hard, and the opportunities that the United States had or has were greater than what we had in our country. So, one of the things within myself or that my mother instilled in me, it's to fight hard, to work hard, and to get ahead. And through different processes that I've gone through, within all those things, and people who have actually been there that have helped us to get to where we're at. And because of them, I feel within myself that I'm a giver, and being a giver, because of other people's assistance, of them giving us shelter, giving us a place to stay in their home, giving me hand-me-downs on shoes or clothes or furniture, and to get to the point of where we're at now. And we're obviously a lot better, a lot well off. I would say I'm obviously a business owner of Buildworth Strategies. We're actually a successful credit repair business. And obviously now my younger brother, he just ran for mayor of Tamarack here in South Florida. My mother's a homeowner. My brother's a homeowner, multiple homes, and we're all established. We got children now, but through all those processes that we've been through, and people who have been willing to help us or assist us to get to really where we're at, and that to me is great. That to me is why I do what I do, why I like to wake up in the morning, because I just feel like there's other people out there that need my assistance. There's other people that have been at the bottom, that don't have certain things. They're going through all this adversity, all these obstacles, and for me, it's important to give back, because people gave to me, and as long as we take from what other people give us, and we set that example, and we move forward, and we think positive, and we grow from that, then that's a great thing. So to me, being an owner of a credit repair business, I love to give. There's so much opportunity that comes from having healthy credit, all the opportunities that we've been able to have of purchasing homes and purchasing vehicles, and being able to travel and to have the luxuries that we do have because of the opportunities that were given to us. And because of that, I love to give back, and that's really my passion. It's to give back to people, to show people that it's possible to dream, and that's pretty much how this whole process of trying to create my own business started from nothing. Started actually, a little bit of backstory on me. I started at a very young age, at the age of 14. As a matter of fact, my mom and my younger brother, we were already connected here in the U.S., and it's always been us three. We've never had anybody else. I never had a father to count on. And my mom obviously not knowing the language, me and my younger brother being really young, at the age of 14, I took my first job in order for us to actually move to a more adequate, efficiency actually. And we went through the process of really just trying to better ourselves. So I was at 14 years old, I was able to actually have a job, and I started working. I started making $250 a week at the age of 14. I started paying rent at the age of 14, and until the process of graduating from high school. Obviously, I would work after school and I would work over the summers. So again, it was just us three, to the point that once I graduated high school, I obviously saw the relationship that, if I continue my education, which I did, but at the same time I had a lot of obstacles, just like all of us, and I couldn't continue to go to school because, again, I had to support my younger brother, and I had certain financial obligations. So I decided to go into the job market and the marketplace, right? And I ended up applying. I went to a mortgage company. I started working for a mortgage company. I took a mortgage course, became a mortgage broker at the age of 18. Throughout that whole process, it showed me a lot about credit. I love the financial aspect of it, and it was very intriguing. Back then, before this whole situation of the economy, going to shams in 2007, 2008, things were different, and I felt that I have found my calling, which was to help people, find them a proper loan, get them into a home. That to me was valuable. We all come from different countries, and for the ones that have migrated prior to that, everybody talks about the American dream. The American dream is to buy a home, to get into a house, to have your own, to be centered. And that to me was empowering, was uplifting, to be able to help somebody negotiate with the bank, gather documents, make sure that everything is in order, position the customer in a way that the underwriters are going to see that, guess what, they're credit worthy, they're financially stable, and me putting these loans together, it was important, and I helped hundreds of people buy homes, and that felt great. Obviously, 2007 came and it left. 2008, and a lot of people lost their homes, and obviously, the mortgage industry went down, and because of that, and that's all I knew, that I felt that I had found my career. Nothing was going to change. I was making a really good living out of it. I had my own place, became a homeowner. I had my own vehicle. I was helping out my mother. And when the economy fell, it's just one of those things. Things happen, and we had to start from scratch again. Lost my property. A lot of people did, obviously. And I went into banking. I actually became a business banker for Bank of America. I didn't start off as a business banker. I started off actually as a personal banker. And just like everything endeavor that I try to get into, I'm an extremist. I like to go hard. I like to, work extra. I like to be there early, leave late. And after a year of being in Bank of America, I got promoted as a business banker. And then I had another opportunity to continue to help people through business loans, business lines of credits, show people. And I learned so much from the mortgages. I learned a lot from banking, corporate America, the structure, and I got polished to an extent that, I started changing the way that I spoke, and a lot of things continued to happen throughout that process, and it showed me a lot. It showed me how corporate America is structured, how business owners operate, and I started learning a lot from businesses. A lot of business owners that would come through, and I had a great opportunity. And from there, you want to have yours. People start telling you their stories and how they got started, and started from nothing, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, that's possible. Sometimes we think that, you need some excess amount of capital for you to make something happen, and in reality, if it's in your heart, if that's your why, if that's your passion, then things will come to you, and you have to take advantage of that. You have to you have to seek the opportunities. It's a continual. You might have a full-time job, but in your spare time, read up on things, look at videos or audios, listen, surround yourself around the positive people that embrace those ideas. And when me and obviously after 6 years of being in Bank of America, when me and Bank of America relationship separated, I really wanted just to build mine. So I started working for a credit repair company, because through the whole process of 2007, economy falling down, I lost my property, repoed my car, I had thousands of dollars in credit card debt, collections, charge-offs. I went through the whole mess. And the 6 years that I was in Bank of America, after obviously departing from the mortgage industry, I had bad credit. I didn't think having healthy credit was even possible. Once you mess it up, you just have to wait. You have to wait the 7 to 10 years. And I was approached actually by a friend of mine that we were doing mortgages, my friend Michael Aversano, and he introduced me to a lady. And, she said, credit repair is possible. This is the way that we could do it. This is the way that I do it. And she showed me, she explained to me about the rules and regulations and the laws. And I was so intrigued by it because I felt that there were so many people who had gone through what I had gone through. And I could have made a greater impact by having my own company, getting experience from Bank of America, being polished through that aspect of it, knowing how corporate America, or how businesses operate, getting the training from the bank, because we would always be in training. I decided to go on my own and explore it. So I started working with this lady as an account executive, and from there, my passion continued, and I just felt that having my own company, I could offer greater, because I felt that working for another company, people are going to have their ideas and they're going to have their own thoughts, and sometimes that doesn't align with your own. And I just felt, coming from having nothing, of migrating to this country, and I just felt that we could give so much more, and having my own say at things, I thought that was really important. So I wanted to change the credit repair industry. I wanted to help thousands and millions of people, and these were my thoughts, going into this. And so guess what? I decided to take the journey, and I started off, again, given the fact that, after departing from Bank of America, I had a nice salary. Guess what? I was up for a rude awakening, because now when you're on your own, you don't have that income. My girlfriend, which is my wife now at the time, didn't have a stable job. We were staying at her mom's, and we went through all the rough patches. There was a lot of obstacles that we had to overcome, and she got pregnant. And when I thought, what, I'm gonna go back to banking, because guess what, this is not working out. And I stayed, and I decided to, and obviously with the support of my family, which is obviously now Buildworth Strategies is a family-owned business. I decided to stay. I had obviously a lot of obstacles. I went through a process of, we got evicted about, like 6 years ago. And obviously I had my daughter. I'll never forget, I was doing sales in the hospital at that time, because obviously we needed income, literally while my daughter was being born. And it was hard. We had to move into a very small apartment. Now I obviously had my son at the time too, and my daughter was just born, and we had to move. We got evicted. We had one car. We had no resources, and I was trying to do credit repair, just putting the word out there, almost giving it away for free so that people could see what I was about. Going through training to try to learn how to credit repair works, all that stuff. There's a lot of things that are going to happen. A lot of people are going to tell you, things are not going to work out, but don't. You have to listen within yourself. You have to know your why. And to me, I had to continue to go hard. I knew that the more that I kept going forward, and the more advances that I did, that things were going to get better. And you have to know that. You have to think that within yourself. And I latched onto that. Obviously, having faith, knowing that God was going to provide too, was very, very important. The support of your family and your friends, and we kept going at it. It started from in a backyard, doing credit repair. Started with close friends, people that I knew, people that have known me for a long time, even through the banking or through the mortgage industry. I started making relationships, connecting with mortgage brokers, lenders, banks, business owners, and people started sending me referrals. And I just got to the point that I decided to go ahead and open up an office, and I ended up leasing a desk in a tax firm, as a matter of fact. So that's actually something that I did, and through that development of it, it just continued to blossom.